2 here. Okay. I'm hoping for a 1-1, but in the form that RNG is in, most likely going to be a 2-0. Since you are voting for RNG, tell me, how long is this game going to take, though, if they do end up winning?
Oh, for RNG, I think they can get this one done relatively fast because they've got a Shadow Fiend, they've got X-Nova here on the Vengeful Spirit. I really like Venge, and I feel like she has been one of those heroes that has kind of just been pushed by the wayside just because Nyx Assassin can do relatively similar stuff to what the Vengeful Spirit can do, but she gives you that little bit of extra burst damage with the Wave of Terror, and the Magic Missile has always been a very stock standard kind of start, and obviously we've seen what Swap can do. So I think they can get this done in roughly about 35 minutes as 4 things go to plan. They can push down a lot of these towers, get the first Roche, get the second Roche. There will be a few instances of Gaimin Gladiators, as you said. I do like the synergy between their supports this time around. Their supports actually do have synergy with each other, but they are still both kind of do nothing supports. Like, I don't think you're ever going to be rotating onto a Storm Spirit in the middle lane. Like, I don't think you're ever going to be putting that much pressure on Ghost in the side lanes either. So, like, both of these heroes are really kind of just relying on that mid-game wombo combo that they can start, you know, showing their prowess in this game. Whereas for the side of RNG, Venge is always going to be able to rotate. Marcy has literally been the rotator of the tournament. So it's just going to be a scenario of whether or not Gaimin Gladiators can get themselves towards these level 6s and towards these team fights that they can actually start to utilize their draft a little bit more.
See the game start off right now. RNG already going for a first blood here. Kaka with the rebound onto Celery. Oh my god. It's a Kaka, Marcy, Somnus with the first blood on Storm Spirit. Well, I am very glad that I'm an RNG fan right now because this is filling me with happiness, but it would fill me with great dread if I was on the side of GG. Fortunately, though, we have seen games where these kind of comebacks or these kind of difficult starts can galvanize a team to be like, all right, guys, we can't let them start like that and then go on to win the game. We're going to make sure that this is a situation where we remain victorious. This top lane is also going to be a lane that goes well for them. The Earthshaker Enigma lane, there's no way that they wind up not getting everything that they want out of it, so they'll be okay in that regard. And these 3 lanes, except this middle should go. I mean, I love how they changed Flame Guard just to be able to deal with the overload procs coming in from Somnus at level 1 with the Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
But overall, I do think Somnus should be fine middle, should be able to get the outfarm here down bottom. Troll Warlord, Jiraicho is paying the hero tax. What can you do? But he might make X-Nova pay the death tax as he's trying to get these final right clicks out. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to run past Chalice with these wild axes, so X-Nova will be allowed to live.
Yeah, to be fair, I was having a look back at some of the Troll Warlord stats. Maybe it was played a little bit more in the last chance qualifiers, but it seems like it's only been played 2 times so far in the group stage, this being the 3rd appearance of the Troll Warlord. So a few more of these carry players are now having to pay the Troll Warlord tax. At the end of the day, I do understand the idea of the reason why people are picking the Troll Warlord into things like the Shadow Fiend, just kind of what I talked about in the draft, right? Where if you're able to get on top of the SF and you kind of pop your battle trance, he really doesn't have a good way of dealing with you, especially if you BKB. And you just stand on top of him, you get the nets, you get the roots, you get the bashes as well, and you can kind of just chunk through this Shadow Fiend before he can actually get to a position where he can stand and fight you himself. So I understand that that counter prowess. He also is a relatively good laner with the Whirling Axes spam, so Troll Warlords can have a good time. Oh, that was close.
It's fine, and the line will be fine. I mean, the 3 games, actually, now that you mention it, it's Jiraicho now. We had the Hawk played earlier, and then as well the Toro from Team Spirit. So maybe it's just the Eastern European thing of invoking the Troll Warlord here at TI. We'll see how that trend continues as the tournament continues and goes on. As in the safe lane, we do see Ghost here on this SF. Hasn't lost many lanes this hero. Fortunately for the side of Gaimin Gladiators, every time that the SF has lost a safe lane, it has involved Marcy being a support in that lane. And Kaka, he's on his side, unfortunately, but we have seen these SFs lose even with the Marcy on their side. And for some reason, just Marcy being involved can lead to Shadow Fiend losing. So if you're a GG fan, that might bring you some degree of hope.
I definitely think this Gaimin Gladiators lane is relatively good up against the Shadow Fiend. Like, the Enigma is never really going to be put into a position where he's going to cop too many of these raises. He can play around with these Eidolons as well. They've got a boatload of magic resist as well. So we saw in the first couple of creep waves that that Ghost had to double raise and then still throw some auto attacks out at level 1 Eidolons. So it is hard for Ghost to just constantly push out these waves. You see how much damage even just one of these level 2 raises do. So Ace should be able to kind of just play around this lane relatively okay. Tofu can always just be there with the Fisher if things ever get dicey. And should be okay here on Ace to just farm up, get that Wraith Pack going. You're always going to have the pressure of the Black Hole once you hit that level 6. And oh, Tofu, you're in a bad spot, brother.
Got disposed, and they dispose of him afterwards. Ends up getting a kill on the Ghost Shadow Fiend, first one of the game. Always feels very good. But I want to draw your attention towards mid lane here, because Soniqs, for a while, was putting the screws onto Boom here. Was really lapping him in the CS department. Of course, now things will be different. Both of them are taking 4 raids to pick up some water runes. But Soniqs is starting to really enjoy himself on the Storm Spirit. The thing is, as well, unlike when he was playing the Leshrac, you know, he still made movements on the map when he was playing that, but this hero is custom and tailor-made to make aggressive moves on the map, so they need to be fearful on the side of GG as he starts accruing levels in this mid lane. And like, well, he's going to show up somewhere and try immediately find some kills. I think Ace in particular needs to definitely watch himself as soon as he sees level 6, level 7 on the Storm Spirit from the mid lane.
Yeah, especially if they don't get the rotation on the first power rune as well. So I'm going to be looking towards Tofu to try and make his rotation towards his power runes at 6 minutes in, and they're even going to have to probably bring Celery down as well. And you can just see the amount of vision that they want to have towards these River Lords, right? They've got the one up here towards the dire triangle. They've got the one that they place at the start of the game, and they've even got one here up on the higher ground, just watching for these wards. So Somnus can control the lane and abuse the fact that he has the bottle, because touching on the fact that this is going to be one of those skill matchups, the runes are going to be oh so important for both these two players. Getting those water runes early on and even getting the power runes at level 6 is going to mean whether or not the Ember Spirit or the Storm Spirit are going to be able to make these rotations. So Ghost gets a kill there onto Ace. Looks like it was just a dispose into sidekick punching, which never feels good.
Yeah, that hurts. That is never a happy time. Enigma is supposed to be one of these lane dominators just doing her thing, but she's really struggling on Ace. I mean, Tofu not necessarily able to apply too much pressure back in the opposite direction with these heroes, because he knows he can't die. He suffered that exact same fate before. So he has to be careful, which does mean that Ace has to play a lot more conservatively than you would sometimes see these Enigmas playing nowadays. This game is already starting to look hard in this top side of the map. Mid, you know, Ember Spirit's close-ish, but Somnus is certainly outpacing him at the moment. And we're about to get the first power runes of the game. What's it gonna be? Somnus parked top. Is bottom side. Somnus got a DD. What did we say, fam? Level 6, level 7, he gets a DD rune, he's on the way. But I think this team told him, dude, there's no way that they haven't pinged John. Like, come on. He's like, fine, I'll wait, it's cool. Diracho, though, a bit out of position here, Fluke. He's going to be trying to juke himself through the trees, gets off the whirling axes for the mischance, but unfortunately, you cannot dodge yourself a magic missile. And he gets hit in the face by X-Nova. Diracho's down. Top lane, they're not done just yet. Ace getting disposed. The sidekick will be there from Ghost. Tofu has bought some space in time thanks to this fissure. But with the sidekick, they have some damage out. You can't get the full chase going though. Tofu saving the life of his Enigma, but yet again having to respond to a fatal threat happening in this top lane.
Yeah, Ace just wasn't able to hit the Shadow Razors, and now that Gaimin Gladiators have brought Diracho back in towards this lane, this is kind of one of the pitfalls of playing the Troll Warlord. Yes, you can be a relatively strong laner with the Whirling Axes spam. Your hero is still one of the very few Battle Fury heroes that are left in the game. Right? Anti-Mage as well as Troll Warlord and probably PA are the 3. Mid laners are making their rotations, so...
Yeah, they are, and they're going on to Ghost. The Shadow Fiend might be the first casualty of these mid-rotations. He's dead, but down bottom, Somnus trying to make the same happen into the safe lane of GG. They brought down Celery. Diracho trying to escape away to the north side. He sees that Chalice is completely out of mana and doesn't have level 6 for the Primal Roll. Somnus zipping over. It spends quite a bit of mana to do this, but has a double damage rune going for himself, so should be able to finish off this kill. The magic missile will be there. Somnus does get the double kill. They are very invested on RNG, on ensuring that Somnus has the best possible game, and with this killing spree, he's well on his way. Top of the net worth right now at the 8-minute mark. Bit unfortunate that they lost Ghost in the top lane, but if they had to choose, I'm pretty sure RNG would take it. Especially since they get immediate revenge on top, killing Ace as Ghost gets the respawn.
Man, these Shadow Razors are so broken. The amount of movement speed reduction that you get per stack is ridiculous, especially when you're playing with a Marcy who's able to reposition some of these heroes to make it so you don't have to, you know, kind of calculate in your head, do I need the long raise, do I need the medium raise here? Will I have the chase potential? The Marcy just says, oh, here you go, brother. flipping back in front of you, you drop the short raise, and you've always got the medium raise and the long range for when these people are starting to walk away. So RNG are doing a really good job at shutting down the kind of key heroes here for Gaimin Gladiators. I don't think it's going to be all too sad if they just allow Boom to have an okay game here on the Ember Spirit. Yes, he can do a lot of work by being able to take down the Beastmaster as well as the Vengeful Spirit a lot, but he's not going to be the one that's trying to get in the Shadow Fiend's face. He's not the one that's going to be black holding people at the start of the game. So making sure that Ace and Duraccio are the ones that are down at the start of this game is going to be a rough start here for Gaimin Gladiators, because if Duraccio is behind, then that delays his Battle Fury. If Ace is behind as well, that means they don't have this kind of 4-man ball behind their Wraith Pack to be able to try and create more space for Duraccio, and then it just means that RNG are going to have full control of this map, full control of the area to be able to just send Somnus wherever they need to go, send Ghost into positions to try and get this free farm going. And at this point, with 2K ahead at 9 minutes in, they're definitely feeling good. And this could be a good rotation here from GG though.
Boom came in with the smoke rotation with the silencer as well. Ghost is the one caught out by this. Doesn't have access to a Requiem, so you can't even think about channeling that for a turnaround. Somnus has made the rotation top, but he's been scouted by an observer ward. Marcy jumping forward, and Kaka, they were ready for him here, Fluke, so they punish him instantly. Boom getting a lot out of this rotation. A double kill for the Ember Spirit. And so far, he is the shining hope for the side of Gaimin Gladiators. 4.1k net worth behind only the Somnus Ember. And these Spirits are setting the tempo for both of their respective lineups.
Yeah.
That kill is essential, I think, onto the Ghost SF. They cannot allow him to have a much better game than Duraccio. They know that he's going to be probably outstripping him in farm right now, but Duraccio, like you said, still needs his Battle Fury. And as many kills onto the Ghost SF to delay that time, the better.
Massive black hole that just came in on the top side of the map there from Ace. There was a TP that came in from Kaka to try and fill up Somnus' bottle, and they just didn't realize that Gaimin Gladiators was still up towards the top side of the map, and they just walked in. They both got stunned by the Fisher that came in. There was a Sleight of Fist, and then Ace just black holed both of them together, and it's a bit of a freebie here at Gaimin Gladiators. I talked about the fact that maybe it might be relatively okay for them to just allow Boom to have a free time, but he's doing a really, really good job at being active on the map, at being the strongest hero for Gaimin Gladiators to try and play around with, and giving them that little bit of extra space. They're giving a lot of gold in towards Tofu, they're giving a lot of gold in towards Ace by being able to take out this tier 1 tower, and maybe now they might be able to get this 4-man ball going, because Duraccio, he's going to take a bit of time here. So now this is the big kind of issue that we've got here, is he's going to be going towards the Battle Fury. He's getting relatively close to it. He's got his first broadsword out, as well as the Ring of Health. So I don't think Duraccio is going to be too far behind on the old farm table, but he definitely still has a long way to go. Battle Fury, probably into the BKB, probably into the Basher, and then maybe a damage item from there on out. Still a long road ahead for the Troll Warlord, for Duraccio to give my faith back into this hero.
He's going to be doing some PvE roleplay for quite some time to fully catch up to the rest of the squad. RNG, after losing the Storm in the top lane, they also know that the Black Hole is down, so they might decide to make a move somewhere on the map. But Boom, adding pressure to the tier 1 tower, might force a response from RNG. Nobody's coming over for this. Duraccio still farming away. We do have X-Nova throwing in the Wave of Terror, but decent amount of damage done to the tower. RNG didn't feel the need to respond to this as of yet. Might bring in heroes. Somnus is not too far away. He's waiting for the rune to spawn up. He's coming in for the power rune. Will he be able to find it from the top side? Indeed he does. It's an arcane rune that spawns for him. Always feels very, very lucky.
It's always the best when you're a Storm Spirit, you get an arcane rune. I feel like Somnus has had some pretty good rune RNG throughout the entirety of today. He's had some pretty good runes, some DD runes, some clutch arcane runes here and there on the Illustrak, and this time around on the Storm Spirit. Been coming out on top. I think with RNG, where they're kind of playing this game, they've still got a good amount of farm already here on Chalice, who's going to get closer and closer towards that home of the Overlord. They've got the Witchblade now on Somnus as well, so he can be the one that's being the aggressor on a lot of these lanes. He can try and take down things like the Silencer, as well as Tofu here on the Earthshaker, and to try and link up with Chalice so they can get a bit more of this map control back. They've already taken 2 of the most important tier 1 towers in the safe lane as well as the mid. They can put their attention towards some of these other lanes, see if they can get a Stranglehold back on this map one more time. The Arcane Rune is about to wear out though, so Somnus won't be able to abuse that this time around. They're looking for Duraccio.
They have smoked up. Duraccio is in a very safe space, and they even come up with Boom and Celery to ensure that there's protection in front of him. The Earthshaker for Tofu though, he's not as safe a position. blocking these waves. They're trying to close in on him. Xnova and Somnus. I mean, Tofu being dead is actually quite nice for RNG, given how important his Blink Dagger is going to be if it eventually emerges. Nice Tumbler Sway, though, to get away from the small zip from Somnus. And they don't feel like they want to try and tango with the tier 2 tower. So they will allow Tofu to escape this one. A wasted rotation from the side of RNG off the back of this. And look what Somnus is doing. He's immediately going back into the outpost up top. They scouted the Enigma. They were hoping he'd stick around, and Ace shows himself once more. They might decide to dive him instead. Kaka already activating the Unleash there, but looks like they had a good read on this from the side of Ace, being like, this doesn't feel like the safest place to be. I don't know where the Storm Spirit is. Let me just take it easy. So RNG have their time wasted a little bit on the map. And the result of this here, Fluke, is that Boom, who's been happily farming away, has been able to finish off a Maelstrom. Still the strongest hero on the map, and also now the most farmed hero on the map. He can start to make even more things happen for his squad and buy more time for Diracho.
Yeah, they had a really good ward here that was just spotting out the rotation coming in from Somnus in the top side of the map, and that's why you can see that Boom as well as Celery, they're the ones that are making their aggression towards this top side. There's another ward that's scouting out this rotation coming in from the Ember Spirit, so Kaka should be in a good spot. It's all about whether or not RNG want to try and have a fight that goes in towards this Ember Spirit. He has a regenerate in the bottle. He has his Maelstrom picked up now as well. He's level 10. So if they want to make their rotation over, they can get a Roar out. They can get the Requiem on top of him. Somnus can do a lot of damage towards his Ember Spirit. But it seems like they're just going to let him be for now. They want to try and kill Tofu. This one goes in. It's a big Echo, though.
The swap in, that's a huge Echo Slam, but it's not going to be good enough. Despite all these creeps allowing you to bounce these Echoes off, it's not that able to get a kill. Boom, though, he's going in, looking for a way to bring down Chalice. Flame God, he already dropped down the Searing Chains. Goes forward with the Remnants. No more Remnants available, but right clicks and usage of the Sleight of Fist should do the trick. And they are able to get the quick kill back onto the Beastmaster. So they sacrifice the life of Tofu to gain the life of the Beast. But more importantly, this is more gold, more experience, and more momentum going in favor of this Ember Spirit. You want to be enabling Boom as much as humanly possible for this phase of the game. And I must say here, Fluke, it's going quite well for the side of GG in that regard.
They're definitely in a good spot right now with the fact that Boom is being the scariest hero on the map. Usually when you have the scariest hero on the map, you want to make sure that they are being active, because you don't want to kind of misuse the couple of minutes that you have a very, very scary hero. And the fact that this Ember Spirit is kind of walking around the map, yeah, he is having to spend TPs and stuff like that just to kill a Beastmaster to save, you know, his Earthshaker, but him getting these extra bits of kills just means that there's a little bit of extra gold on the map. He's getting gold from these kills. It means that Diracho is able to freely get his Battle Fury up. He has that Battle Fury up. Now they're going to go into towards the Roche and see if they can get a freebie. The Hawk is coming in, so RNG will be privy to this information. They know that there's no Echoes there, but they still have to try and play in towards the Black Hole.
Xnova just trying to announce to the side of GG that RNG is in the vicinity. They drop the Global Silence to try and ensure that they can cover this, and it looks like they'll be successful. They get the Roshan, they get the Aegis. Boom, also able to jump onto the Storm Spirit and the Marcy. Fissure set him up. The Searing Chains will allow him to kill Marcy. Ghost, though, with the Requiem, fears back Boom, so he can't finish the kill onto Somnus. But the Fissure, yet again, down onto Chalice. They're not going to have Searing Chains for another 4 seconds. They probably don't want to waste the Aegis like this, though. Primal Roar has flown in, and Ghost just right-clicks him down. That's the first life taken away. They don't have that much more disable, though. Xnova could go in for the swap into Magic Missile. They know that Boom will not have any more Remnants drop down. He has one available, though, to throw out for safety. So they end up getting the Aegis, but RNG also able to melt it away with immediate effect. So that's sort of a wash at the end of the day here, but GG, they still feel like they can fight here. They have Black Hole at the ready. There's no more Global Silence, which could be a real death knell if they want to stick around the area, but it doesn't seem like RNG has an appetite for this fight either. So they're just going to let it go, move back into the mid and eastern part of the map, and just keep farming.
Yeah, they're more than happy to continue to just hit creeps here. Same with Gaimin Gladiators. I guess that's kind of nice little use of the global silence, just understanding that, hey, RNG actually just don't have a way of purging off this global silence, and the main way that they're going to be able to get in towards these fights is not this right click, it's mainly off the back of using some of these spells. So they did a good job to be able to understand that they can get the Aegis, so they get themselves a little bit of extra gold in their pocket. That's going to be about it for now. Pardon me. And RNG, they are looking to try and enable Somnus as well as Ghost in these fights, right? Like we saw what they've been able to do to be able to give Jiracho this space. He's got the Ogre Club now. He's going to be going towards his first BKB. Still going to be lacking on a bit of the damage items, but Boom is definitely the one that is sitting in that pole position for the damage here for Gaimin Gladiators. So yeah. Maybe once this game starts getting a little bit later on, we can see the Troll Warlord get into his own element.
Troll for now. He's still farming. So is Ace in the top lane, who has access to his Wraith Pact. Super important item. Of course, RNG don't have one for themselves just yet. So they have the advantage in terms of damage mitigation on the side of GG. They're looking to try to bring down this tier 2 tower, which will open up space for this outpost. Let them play in the dire triangle. In the dire jungle, excuse me, not the triangle. The triangle's currently occupied by this Beastmaster. Yeah. But they're chilling. They're making sure, though, here, Fluke, not to over-aggress on the side of GG. They know full well just how quickly this RNG lineup can make trouble for them. Top lane, though, they're going to try to get a quick pick-off onto the Marcy. She will not die, though, as she gets away thanks to this young rebound. Ghost, is he going to set up for this Requiem play? He's waiting for it. Shadow Blade about to finish, but he doesn't want to run too far forward in case there's a sentry ward. And indeed there was, so his game sense correct in that instance. But now we know which angle he's going for. And now GG know that they have to buy many more sentries to be ready for that kind of initiation where he just comes in out of nowhere. We saw in the previous series what can happen if you allow a Shadow Fiend to just walk in under you, get off a big Requiem, and you don't have a response.
Yeah. Can do a whole lot of work. I like the fact that he's going to go for a Shadow Blade a little bit later, the Silver Edge a little bit later on as well. It is very one of those niche kind of items. Sometimes it can really kind of scuff up what an Earthshaker is trying to do. The fact that you don't actually have access to the Aftershock can make these team fights a little bit awkward, considering he does have the Aghanim Shard as well onto Tofu. So Gaimin Gladiators are doing a good job at just forcing reactions come out here from RNG, all the meanwhile that Jiracho is farming. So looking to see if they're going to catch any of these members lacking. It looks like it is, unfortunately, X-Nova.
Oh no, they use the Searing Chains first, so they don't have it available. But X-Nova should still end up dead. Nowhere near an Aghanim Scepter, so no way that they can try and re-engage. I say that, but here's the jump in from Somnus, but he has access to this BKB. Will trigger it off. They've killed the Enigma already. No Black Hole available here. Goes right-clicking the Wraith Kick Totem. And now, boom, far away from the rest of the fight. Primal Roar will be there onto Jiracho, who's decided to finally join an engagement. Get off his BKB before he gets feared. But unfortunately, it's dragging him with the Battletrons in front of the tier 2 tower. Chalice doesn't even die at the end of this, as Kaka gets himself a double kill. They've lost 2 cores off the back of this. Boom will be allowed to live, but the big target of Jiracho taken down by RNG. Oh my goodness, Fluke, that's one of the aspects of Troll that really sucks. You get yourself uncontrollable, you run headlong into a tier 2, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it.
Yeah, we call that the Troll tax, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be one time in the game that you are playing Troll Warlord where you will pop BKB, you'll pop Battle Trans, and unfortunately you are now currently in front of a tier 2 tower, and you are not in a good position. Getting caught off guard there did Gaimin Gladiators. I don't think they expected the BKB to come out here on Somnus. He was relatively close to it in the last engagement that they had, but the fact that they turned around, they got the Roar there on a Jiracho. They almost got the chain stun with the Fear coming in from Ghost, so if that was able to come out there onto Jiracho, he wouldn't have actually even battle tranced, and maybe we wouldn't be talking about this Troll tax. But yeah, this is the reason why that Troll Warlord has been one of these heroes that we just don't, I personally don't like seeing, just because you have some of these very skilled position 1 players like Jiracho. He's been able to show us some brilliance across these last couple of days, and then you just force that player to be uncontrollable. And that's probably the worst kind of feeling in Dota, and now they've got an engagement going in.
Oh, Somnus though finds himself overextending. He didn't get off the BKB. They drop immediately the Black Hole, the Echo Slam, everything in their arsenal. They're like, the Storm better just damn die. I mean, he's the reason why they ended up losing that last fight, so must feel very nice to be able to kill Somnus here. But big pick-off. And top lane, Jiracho was already positioned in the lane. He's already starting to force this one out. So they're in position to try and claim this tier 2 tower. Chalice and the crew will attempt a similar play down in this bottom side of the map, but it's going to be a difficult thing to be able to pull off here, Fluke. If it's a trade, I think that they'll be very happy about this on the side of RNG, but I think GG, you want to prevent them getting a trade. You want to quickly pick this tower off and then start moving heroes bottom to defend the tier 2. Jiracho almost through the tower. He gets it. Boom, already positioned down bottom. Has gotten out some damage on the wave, but it's too late. Unfortunately, Ghost does too much damage with Chalice, so they're going to be able to chunk down the tower anyway.
Yep. Just a little bit too much damage on the board here for RNG, so they do trade tier 2 towers. It's getting now to the point where RNG are going to have some answers to this Global Silence as well as an answer to the Echo Slam as well. They still don't really have a good answer to the Enigma. They have Vengeful Spirit for the swap to be able to at least cancel that out, but as soon as the Lincoln Sphere comes up here for Ace, he's going to be A-okay with that and perfectly fine with how this game has been going. Looks like he's going to go for the Aghanim Shard first here though, so RNG looking to try and set up here to see if they can catch out a few of these members. I want to try and catch GG lacking a little bit here because they know that there's no Black Hole, they know that there is no Echo Slam either. Might be privy to the information that there is still a Global Silence though, so RNG really just trying to abuse some of these long cooldowns here.
Speaking of some cooldowns and the like, what do you make of this Ember Spirit going for the Lincoln Sphere? Obviously, it's going to help him against Somnus. He can't get Vortexed anymore. He can't get hit with the Primal Roar, but can still get feared in the midst of the fight, can still get triple raised, still can get just straight up right-clicked as well. Do you like this Lincoln's, or do you think after the Aghanim Scepter, he should still come back for the BKB?
No, I think this Lincoln's is probably going to be all he's going to need in the way of defensive items as well. Oh, there's a fight breaking out.
It's just tofu. Well, I say that, but it's also just Celery. So both supports finding themselves close to death. Celery tried his best with the Glimmer Cape, but miracles are not going to be happening today, sir. That was also Global Silence committed. Somnus used the BKB at first, and I think if it was just BKB being traded for the support kills, you're not happy, but it's we can deal with the situation. But now that you also don't have the Global Silence, we've already seen in this game that this spell is low-key kind of influential for how GG want to approach these fights. So it being down is going to give some confidence to the side of RNG. Look where they are right now. Ghost, he's been scouted. Or do they see him? Enigma does, but unfortunately he didn't see Somnus. So Somnus just zips in over the head. Quick kill onto the Enigma. Somnus out of mana right now. Diracho activated the Battle Trance, but now he doesn't have it available. No. Primal Roar will be there from Chalice into the Requiem. Woo! And the collection of souls. More of them going into the back pocket of this Shadow Fiend as two heroes end up falling after the Requiem. The tier 2 tower will follow them into the grave. And RNG, I've seen this movie before here, Fluke. Winning their fights in front of a tier 2, whilst they're on the low ground of a tier 3 with pushing heroes, we know what's coming. A tier 3 tower is about to be melted.
Yeah, RNG seem to have got themselves into a position where they have been throughout the entirety of today been able to really kind of clean up these tier 3 towers at breakneck speeds. But, Diracho, man. They were able to catch out Ace here relatively early on, and Ghost, you just see the amount of damage that he does. Diracho pops the Battle Trance early. He just gets roared, and then you just see Ghost just goes, okay, 1, 2, 3, bang, see you later.
Oh, dude, really that also stopped the counterplay. Tofu smoked in on him. He blinked in immediately, looking for the echo, but couldn't get the counterplay either. Feels bad. And they just got the Aegis.
Yep. Gives Somnus a little chuckle there as well. I did notice when we were having a look back at some of these RNG games, I saw a little Reddit thread as well that I don't know why, but Somnus has the cute little cat ears for his headset. I don't know if that's like a personal choice from Somnus or whether or not, you know, the admins are just like, I'm sorry, bro, this is the only headset that we have left. Here you go. And he's just like, I guess so, fine.
No. This is a personal headset that he brought over. He's been playing with it, but we'll talk about it in a second because there's a small fight that might break out here. Ghost has the Aegis. They do not want to jump him. GG, they were smoked up. They really wanted to find anybody but Ghost. Literally the worst possible person to come up on the high ground. But, well, while we have a bit of a quiet moment here, I can tell you for certain that that is his personal pair of headsets. He's been wearing them all year. He had a different pair at the start of the DPC, but once he left Team Elephant and leveled up to RNG, he got a better headset, man. He's out here now. Feeling fresh with the cat ears.
Only real men can wear cat ears.
Pink cat ears
yeah, pink cat ears, especially on the group stages of TI and playing the way that they have been here for RNG. Somnus is really starting to be one of those players. I think, you know, after these last couple of days, I'd imagine at the end of these group stages, I'm going to be looking at some of these players who have been standouts so far. And I think for RNG, looking towards Ghost as well as Somnus, I think everybody at RNG is playing really, really well, but these two players have been kind of stepping above the pack. They've really been able to show us on a magnitude of different heroes how strong they are, how cool, calm, and collected they are as well. Obviously, looking back at that series we had last night from RNG, goes to show that these guys seem to have a very cool voice in the team and really be able to put themselves in positions where they can win almost unwinnable games. And now they're just putting themselves in positions where they're like, nope, that game last night, we don't want to have none of this 70-minute shenanigans no more. No, none of this, boys. Let's just win in 20 minutes because we've got these ball kind of lineups, and they've kind of been conditioned now at this point to not ever have to deal with those 70-minute shenanigans again. I think they got found out by the Eidolon as well, by that smoke, by the way.
Well, awareness of a smoke does not necessarily equate to dodging said smoke. So the move is incoming from the side of RNG. Gaimin Gladiators. They have some vision inside of the dire triangle, but they haven't caught anybody just yet from the side of RNG. Ace, they don't want to lose Enigma. His beak link dagger is on cooldown, Fluke. Oh my god. Worst possible time. He had 6 seconds left as they scouted him. Soniqs just jumps in, gets another kill onto this Enigma.
X-Nova?
Oh no. X-Nova might die on the back end of this, so...
What?
That was really funny, actually.
What was he doing there? That's actually a head scratcher from X-Nova. I'm really not. Maybe he just didn't know that there was like more heroes there, but he knew that Boom was there. Whatever. It's hashtag space. That's all it is. Space created, boys. They got themselves a tier 3 and now Elena Raxon. Okay.
They might fight this though. Global Silence coming in.
No.
Kaka with the Unleash, getting all of his HP back. Deracho forced to go into the battle trance, but now he has nothing left to close in onto the Shadow Fiend, who activates his BKB and just right-clicks him down. Troll Warlord gone into the dirt. A death onto Kaka. Not really that big of a deal if it grants you a full lane of Rax and a kill onto the carry Troll Warlord. Things still trending positive here for RNG. They still have some time left with the Aegis as well, so it's not like a panic retreat. It's a very considered one coming in from them. 9k gold lead. For the side of GG, what are you supposed to do? You were mentioning in the draft that you need the BKB, Battle Fury, and the Basher from the Troll Warlord. He's building into the Basher right now, doing his best to try and get there. But is there anything they can do in the interim? Because Basher, this item is like 2,000 gold away, and I don't think RNG are going to give you that amount of space to be able to just play comfortably on the map right now, given how fast-paced they've been moving on the map.
It's just a little unfortunate for Deracho as well because nobody else wants to go in, right? Like, they have an Ember Spirit who wants to constantly play around this Sleight of Fist spam. He wants to try and get in the backline with some remnants. Earthshaker wants to counter-initiate. The Enigma wants to counter-initiate. And Sansa is goddamn Sansa. So he just wants to press the R button and then take his hands from the keyboard and make him on the team fight. So the draft here from Gaimin Gladiators, it is all about, like, Deracho has to be the guy who's in the front lines, and he's doing a relatively good job at just being in the front lines and soaking a lot of these spells, being able to use his battle trance properly to be able to extend his life long enough, but it's just not enough. Like, Ghost didn't have any issues with him in that last fight. He still has the Aegis of the Immortal. Boom hasn't been able to really get in towards the backline and kill some of these heroes because RNG are the ones that are being on the front foot. They haven't been able to get the counter initiation from Ace or even the Echo Slam, so it's just troubling times now for Gaimin Gladiators.
If not for the...
Boom hasn't been able to really get in towards the backline and kill some of these heroes because RNG are the ones that are being on the front foot. They haven't been able to get the counter initiation from Ace or even the Echo Slam, so it's just troubling times now for Gaimin Gladiators.
If not for the Glimmer Cape available on Celery, Boom might have been in some dire straits. The Glimmer kept him alive. I don't think they had any quick reveal onto him. Somnus did make a very cool jump. The Aegis now has expired from the side of RNG, so it's time to leave, but Ghost is setting a trap. Look where he's sitting right here with the Silver Edge, hoping somebody comes too far out, then you can Requiem them into oblivion. But it looks like Deracho made the correct read, backs off, just as he was actually about to get into the Requiem range, so good game sense coming in from Deracho. But still, the fact that he has to be considering that, the fact that he can't even just push out a regular wave at this point in the game for fear of just dying instantly, doesn't bode well for their overall prospects here, Flu.
Yeah, it really doesn't, because they're kind of just corralled inside of their base. Deracho can't try and farm any of these harder waves now with the full smoke up. I'm not quite sure if they caught the glimpse there of Gaimin Gladiators. Looks like they have here on RNG. They know the high ground is the way to go. Ace, need to be in a good position here, buddy.
Somnus is in even better position as he finds Tofu first and foremost. They've brought down this Earthshaker. Boom does get very far forward, picks up an Invis. The dust doesn't connect onto him, but it does connect onto Celery, who will be found out. Woo! Vortex, right-click, dead. There is no more Silencer available to play with. Both supports taken out by these RNG cores. No Roshan for them to claim off the back of this, and they've already gone through this mid lane of Rax. So they're going to have to start getting in on the side push action, which, to be fair to Diracho, whilst this was all going on, he was manically pushing out this top wave. It forces Soniqs to come back because it's just in front of their tier 3. But the main thing is that it will prevent RNG from using these support kills to go high ground. And it gives the troll enough gold to buy the Basher if he wants to forego buyback. If you're him, what's the decision here? Which is more important, having the buyback or having the Basher? And you have to decide now because he's been scouted. There's a Hawk. They're on top of him. They know where he's at. Diracho, run! Run! Dispose comes in from him, and he gets off the battle trance. Oh no, that's not what you needed. The swap back. Marcy gets saved, and now the right clicks after the Primal Roar goes straight into Diracho. The BKB TP out option was potentially available, but he didn't have Vision of Chalice, so it could have been cancelled out anyway. But he doesn't even find the kill onto the Marcy. The Beastmaster Hawk, yet again, proving to be instrumental for RNG taking a good team fight.
Yeah, well, before Dracho got caught out, I was going to say, YOLO, buddy. Just buy the Basher. At the end of the day, if you're going to battle trance at BKB, I don't think it really matters if you have buyback. Like, your hero feels pretty useless at that point. And Dracho, he knew that if he was able to take down Kaka, maybe they're able to hold a little bit of extra time, but they've got the swap, they've got the Primal Roar, they've got Ghost, you can just stand and fight. There's never really going to be able to get on top. You can even see, just Dracho knows. He's feeling the pain of the Troll Warlord attacks right now. Definitely feeling like this is probably not going to be the hero for the patch. A few teams have tried it out as a counter to the Shadow Fiend. I would like to see teams try and pick up maybe like the Chaos Knight a little bit more. I feel like Chaos Knight probably fulfills a general kind of role for the Troll Warlord. Troll Warlord is just one of those heroes that you want to try and abuse the battle trance and get on top of these heroes that don't want to be on top of, right? Because that's the big thing about battle trance is you have so much extra move speed, and I believe that you can't be slowed as well, and you also get basically dispelled. So the fact you're able to move so close towards some of these heroes that don't like having heroes on top of them is the reason why that we're seeing a lot more of this Troll Warlord, but it just really hasn't hit the mark this time around. Gaimin Gladiators are trying their best to at least make it shine, but they just haven't been able to be on the front foot, man, and it's really hard and really oppressive to try and play against this RNG roster who just seem like they're having fun here at the TI group stage. What, they're going to finish 9-1 at the end of today. Yep. That puts them in a really, really good spot considering that they've played 5 series so far. They've only got 4 more series to go in their group stages, and I think at this point they're probably only 1 or 2 map wins away from securing themselves upper bracket at TI.
Absolutely. Haven't done the exact math just yet as to what is the number that puts you in safety, but whatever that number is, RNG are fairly close to it. They're trying to close out this game right now. Both teams had smoked into each other, didn't find one another, unfortunately, but the understanding is clear. Roshan is the next port of call. They can send back the Ember Spirit because he can drop down a Remnant to return to the fight, but they see where his Remnant is here. Oh no, Fluke, it's a trap. They found Celery first. Will there be a global? Here comes Boom. He's returned into it. The global silence will now get dropped into the midst of the fight, but Celery is still alive somehow. Somnus eventually ends up killing him as Ace does still have access to the black hole. Fissure connects onto Somnus. He uses into the air. There's a Primal Roar onto the Troll Warlord. Here's the Blink Black Hole. Insta swap from X-Nova though. Diracho though, putting in the right click damage onto X-Nova. Chalice in the meantime, able to melt down Ace on the side of the fight, but now Diracho, no more access to the defensive spells. He does still have access to some allies nearby, but unfortunately he no longer has access to HP as he dies in the middle of this fight. Silver Edge hit onto Boom coming in from Ghost, which will enable them to right click him down as well. As RNG, despite getting 2 hero black hole by the Ace Enigma on their important cause, the insta swap will be there. Yeah. Sure, Somnus does die, sure Kaka dies, sure X-Nova dies, but they all buy back into the fight because they know there's an Aegis ready to claim and ready to feed back into the Storm Spirit and potentially utilize it to win this game.
Yeah, that was a nice little team fight there from both teams. I think Gaimin Gladiators did the best with the tools they had available. I was still questioning. I was like, where's Ace with this black hole? Yeah. He's really trying to hold off, and the scary thing for him is he's only got this Wraith Pact as well as the Blink Dagger. So if the Storm gets anywhere close to him in these team fights, he just loses all usefulness in these team fights, because if he gets found out, they catch him out with the pull, they just send Ghost onto his head and just right-click him down. But Ace was still able to hit a pretty big 2-man black hole. X-Nova with the swap was able to save his buddies instantaneously. And now RNG, after using a lot of their buybacks, they're coming up here onto the high ground. with Ghost being as strong as he is. Oh, the Ag Vortex.
The blue hole comes out from him onto 2 heroes. Ace is brought down, and so are Celery. Unfortunately, neither of them had access to their key signature spells anyway. But with them both being dead, that's one fewer hero to defend this Rax. There is a buyback on Celery, but not a buyback available for the Enigma. But Celery, with Black, we might wait to buy back just as they initiate so that they don't know the Global Silence is coming. But how can they start this fight? 15 seconds until they have access to the Echo Slam again from Tofu. Fissure will be there onto Ghost. Buyback into the Global Silence, but Kaka not dead just yet. Boom trying to initiate onto him, but they're unable to get that kill. And now Boom is the one that's in trouble. Right click down by Ghost with the Silver Edge. Somnus zips back in onto Tofu. Tofu goes down. Dyraicho forced to get off his Battletrons. He's getting off some of these bashes, but Ghost is just way too strong. Tofu does buy back with an Echo Slam on the side. Tries to buy Dyraicho some time, but regrettably these heroes on RNG are just too powerful at this point. They eat the spells, they eat the stuns, but they do not die. Ghost now sitting around the tier 4 towers. They're just waiting for an opportunity to go for the direct jugular. Mega creeps have been obtained. They're waiting for this kill. Ghost still has Requiem available. Didn't even commit it throughout that entire fight. And still has Aegis for 3 minutes. Somnus jumps in, get off the blue hole. Oh no! But they get the stun out onto Ghost with the Malefice, so they can't connect with the full Requiem combo. These heroes thankfully still alive on the side of Gaimin Gladiators. But that might change as soon as the cooldown is ready on the Electric Vortex. They're thinking about it. Somnus is considering it, but he has to get forced back because Boom really trying to jump him. But they don't want to care about him. Ghost is inside the fountain. Ghost is farming these heroes. Ghost kills the Enigma through the black hole. And with that success, Boom suddenly finds himself all isolated. But it doesn't matter. They've thrown in the towel. GG, well played is called. And Royal never give up, have taken the 2-0. They've gone to the top of the group, and they've demonstrated that they are a true contender here at TI11.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking really, really good here. They're being able to show that not only can Somnus carry, but also Ghost can carry. They've been able to show us a magnitude of different kind of drafts in the fact that they're using the Shadow Fiend now, they're using the Storm